It is time for our girls pairs final. Before we get started, please put your hands together for the referee for our first match, Mr. Marco Meijer. Our girls pairs final will be between Scotland and England. Please welcome first, from Scotland, Sophie McKinley and Holly Frew. And ladies and gentlemen, their opponents from England, Paige Pauling and Hannah Mee.
Hello and a very warm welcome here for the WDF World Cup in Esbjerg in Denmark. My name is Daniel Tybøl, and by my side I have the very talented Andrew Sinclair, the owner of the Inside the WDF, a darting expert and an all-around good guy. Thank you so much for joining me, Andrew.
It's a pleasure to be here, Daniel. I've been in Denmark all week for the World Cup. It's been a brilliant tournament so far, and yeah, we're getting to the business end now. 5 finals tonight, another number tomorrow, and yeah, obviously England have done very well in the youth events, but a really good mix of nations across all the tournaments have picked up medals so far.
And as you just said, we are getting to the business end of this event. This will be the first final of the night. This is Scotland against England in the girls youth pairs event. From Scotland, it's Sophie McKinley and Holly Frew against England's Paige Pauling and Hannah Mee. Andrew, we will talk more about the rest of the games for tonight, but first of all, who should we make favourites for this match?
Well, I think probably England start as favourites. Paige is the reigning girls world master. She won that at the end of last year, and Hannah's been a regular in the sort of youth events that they run in England. But you know, Sophie McKinley playing for Scotland, she won the Slovak Masters earlier in the year, a senior female event at the age of 16. She's a very talented player, and her and Holly have done well in this tournament. They lost 2 of their group games, which meant they were in the harder side of the draw for the knockout. But then they won both of their knockout games, and now they're here in the final, and you know, made a reasonable start so far.
Yeah, no matter what happens, this is a very big match for both teams. It's very hard just to get here, so well done for both of the teams. But well, we all remember the winners more than we remember the silver medals. So it's very important for these girls here.
Absolutely. And I mean, England have done well in all the youth events this week. You know, Paige and Hannah are a big part of that. They're 2 very talented young players. They played together before in England. And, you know, they've done very well in this tournament. But as a general note, something, you know, to mention, Scotland in their semi-final in this event, they beat Mongolia, which was the first time Mongolia had won a medal in the World Cup. So a great achievement for them. And you know, they pushed Scotland really hard in that game. It went 3-2. So, yeah, as you say, they've worked very hard to get here. And I think, you know, if both teams play as they can, it should be a fairly competitive final.
Yeah, so far it has started really well. Now 64 left. She should go for the 14 segment. And then for the bullseye. Oh!
Laid it up.
That's a bit of a surprise, Andrew.
I don't know if she miscounted or that was maybe a bit of overconfidence. Just just inside there.
And she has options here. Now it's triple 14 for double 16. Very good effort. Yeah, both teams have been scoring really well in this leg. Now it's all about hitting that important double. Yeah, that's it. 1-0 for England at this point of the match. After this, Andrew, we will have the boys pairs final. Then it's the youth mix. And then we will have some senior matches on the stage. It's first of all, it's the 4 quarterfinals in the men's. And then we have the ladies pairs final before the men's pairs final. So there's a lot to look forward to.
Absolutely. And as I said before, you know, a good mix of nations. You look in the men's quarterfinals, 8 different nations are represented, which is really a testament to what the World Cup's all about. You've got 49 countries coming here, everyone from England and Holland, who are, you know, traditional strongholds in this tournament, host nation of Denmark, to the likes of Turks and Caicos, who have come here. It's a long way to travel, and they've come here to have fun. They're not necessarily not going to pull up any trees and win anything, but they've come here to have fun. So to see so many different nations represented in the, you know, the last stage of the men's tournament is a really important milestone, you know, as far as I'm concerned, and, you know, obviously for the WDF.
And as someone who follows the WDF as closely as you do, which country has, well, surprised you more than you would have thought by the start of the tournament?
That's a good question. I was very impressed to see Mongolia pick up a medal in the girls, as I said. I think Australia have been the standout for me, to be honest, because their women's team was strong. They got to the quarterfinals of the team event. Their men's team got to the semi-finals. One of their players, Jack Spencer, in the youth, he's picked up 3 medals already from the boys singles, boys pairs and the mixed pairs. So, and, you know, Brandon Weening is still in the men's singles competition, and Brandon on the floor games was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I watched a few of his games and he was really, really good, really focused, lovely throw. And I think generally the Australians have had a good team spirit this week and they seem really together.
And after missing a whole lot of doubles in the first leg, England are extremely clinical here on the 80 finish. Very well done.
Yeah, Sophie McKinley for Scotland. She's very talented. She's been doing a lot of the WDF tour this year, both the youth events, but also a lot of the senior stuff. And in terms of events this year, she's actually ranking quite well. You know, it's top 30 in the world. So she's playing really well. She's just turned 17. And she's got a really bright future ahead of her, and you'll see she's got a nice throw to her, and she's scored well in this final so far. Unfortunately, Scotland haven't been able to take their chances as yet, but they're scoring on pace with England for the most part.
Yeah, and you just briefly spoke about good throws, which is, of course, very important in darts. Looking at these players, it's no surprise that they have made it this far. I mean, especially looking at the 2 English players. Look at this throwing action here. There's just pretty much nothing can go wrong. Pretty much only the forearm going through, a very solid follow through. It's just as simple as it gets, just, well, like McKinley here. I would love to be able to throw like that.
So would I. Yeah. It's always a bit worrying when you watch them and they're so young. You're like,
Yeah.
you're already miles better than I am.
Stop being that good, please.
Yeah. Scotland in a good position in this leg. You know, wasn't the best visit in the world, but you know they've still got a decent advantage. So should get, you know, Sophie should get a double in the next visit.
And it's not like we're cheering for Scotland, but we are cheering for a good and close competition and a good match. So let's hope that McKinley and Frew can, well, give the English pairing a match. That's clinical. Yeah. And both teams with 63, 64 average, pretty much nothing between them. And is this the kind of standard that you would have expected, or?
I think so. I think it's more or less what I would have expected, and it's on a par with how they played earlier in the tournament as well. You know, some of them in their earlier games, there were a lot of missed doubles, but you know, the scoring is there for both teams. It's just sometimes the finishing's not what it could be. But you know, aside from the first leg, England have been very clinical in the last two, and that's why they're now only one away from victory in this girls' pairs final.
And through the years, now that the English team here is very much favorites for this match, I mean, England has produced some incredibly good youth players, especially on the women's side, on the girls' side of the game. I remember players like, of course, Fallon Sherrock, but also Casey Gallagher and Bo Greaves. There's so many good players. I mean, do you think Pauling and Meek, are these two players that we can expect some great things of in the future?
I think they've both got the ability to kick on and do more in the game. I think Paige showed that, you know, on a singles point of view. She showed that last year when she won the Girls' World Masters. I think they've both got, you know, a lot of potential to really push on. You know, and the same is true of, you know, Sophie McKinley playing for Scotland. But, yeah, it's crazy to think that Bo Greaves won the girls' singles at the last World Cup,
yeah,
which was 4 years ago. And now she's world champion, world master, probably the best female player in the world. I don't think that's really up for debate. And, you know, she's in this week, she's in the final of the women's pairs and in the semis of the women's singles.
Yeah.
So,
so this is for the match, double 10.
must, but no real pressure at the moment.
For a 4-0 victory here in the final, no.
But Scotland's still not on a finish, but they'll need a big visit here to try and put some more pressure on, but it doesn't look like, unless she finds a treble, it's going to be.
Still double 7, it is a trigger double.
I wonder if you split it in this position. Nope.
I wouldn't rule Scotland out totally at this point, in this leg at least, because again, double 2, it's not easy.
No, not a lot of room for error.
Oh, that's a good dart. Double 10. Well, they have had the chances, but now we expect England to be crowned
There
as
we go.
youth champions here at the WDF World Cup in Denmark. Congratulations to the English pairing of Paige Pauling and Hannah Meek. They did very well just to get to the final and then put on a very good display, winning 4-0 against Scotland. A very good match.
And the first gold of the tournament goes to England. So,
Yeah, 1-0 for you, Andrew.
well, England have got representation in all the youth finals. So hopefully, you know, obviously, I know the England team managers will want a clean sweep of all of them. But no, a clinical performance from Hannah and Paige there. Really impressive stuff from them. And, you know, Paige is still in the girls' singles, so she'll hopefully be, you know, she'll be hoping to do a double. And they'll be rivals slightly later on because they're on opposite sides of the mixed pairs final. So England are definitely going to win that one.
Yeah.
It's just which one of them wins a second gold and which one walks away with the gold and the silver.
That's another match to look forward to. Just as the next one, it's England against Germany. Thomas Banks and Jensen Walker against Jorik Hofkens and Alexander Steinmetz. So hang on for a few moments and then we will be ready for the boys pairs final.